This video is sponsored by Christoph Ray. For excellent low-poly horror games, check the link in the description below for some of his works. What's up, y'all? Boogie Night here, and welcome back to Dark Souls in the Lorethrough. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm at a brand new bonfire in an area y'all have never seen before. Well, take a wild guess what happened. Yeah, I was recording my playthrough of Blighttown. Intended to stop when I got to this bonfire and pressed a little bit further, but as soon as I got to where I was going, well, the game crashed. The good news is y'all only missed about 20 minutes of footage. I only died about 2 or 3 times. But the bad news is I need to talk about the lore of Blighttown. But we're going to kind of do it in reverse, but I promise we'll get to everything that I want to talk about. Maybe not in this playthrough, in this episode, but later on. But the first thing I do want to talk about now that we're at the base of Blighttown, this is known as Lower Blighttown, is the poison, and as you saw with this spider-like creature, the fire. Now, obviously the fire is essential for the Chaos group. Can't see anything really here. There we go. We'll talk about this a little bit more. Now, there's often a fan theory that Blighttown is completely underground, and hopefully on our ascent back up through Blighttown, if not, I'll have to touch upon it later on. It's really, we're just basically at the base of a cliff. We're really just at the base of the cliff. Like, we're literally underneath Undeadburg, Lower Undeadburg, and the depths. But really, there isn't anything specifically underground except the Demon Ruins and Lost Izalith. But once again, we'll talk about that a little bit more when we talk about the geography. Anyways, so the fascinating thing about Lower Blighttown here, aside from more of these stupid flies, is a presence of fire. Now, it's often, I mean, obviously it's speculated that poison is kind of a side effect of Nito being the Lord of the Dead and plagues and whatnot. But really, the poison is a possibility, and we'll talk about that with a new character that we'll meet once we beat Queeleg. So what we're going to be heading to now is we're actually going to be heading into... Sodding hell, these frickin' flies. We're going to be trying to head to Queeleg's domain, which should be around here. And it's times like this I'm really, really happy. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and do a quick ascension. This is kind of our landmark here, is this gigantic hole with the weird hill with the hairs coming out of it. That is actually our way to Queeleg. We're also going to make a quick note about this place here because we will be revisiting this particular spot later on. Now, of course, I'm also human because I wanted to get invaded by a character known as Man-Eater Mildred. Now, Man-Eater Mildred is an NPC that we can, once we defeat, we can summon. Okay, so here we go. So let's talk about Blighttown a little bit, but first let's look up here. You can see the curvature of this wall. This is the wall that separates Undeadburg from Firelink Shrine. So you've got this mess of planks and catwalks and ladders surrounded by mostly poisonous things. And that is the interesting thing about Blighttown is it's extremely polarizing. People either love it or they can't stand it. Now, this is going to be our way that'll eventually take us back to Firelink Shrine, so we don't have to go all the way back through Blighttown and things like that. But I just find it fascinating, once again, going back to the geography of the whole situation, about how FromSoft was able to stack these things. So, if we look at it almost like a sandwich, we have the Undead Parish on top. We have the regular Undeadburg, we have the Lower Undeadburg, we have the Depths, and we have Blighttown. So, and here's the wall that separates it, and we looked at this about an episode or 2 ago about the overall environment of Mordran and how it's laced together. Just I wouldn't say perfectly, but damn well. But anyway, so Blighttown is pretty polarizing. People either love it or they can't stand it. I personally didn't mind it all that much. Yeah, I died a few times, but a couple of them were my own errors, and others of them are just, you know, things happen. Now, I'm really happy we have the Rusted Iron Ring, because that kind of allows us to not take too much poison damage down here. Oh, hi. How you doing? So, anyways, so fire damage. So we obviously, with this large silver proud knight, we obviously see that there's the fire spitters down here as well as the poison. And obviously the fire is evidence of the chaos. That's the way we came in. And we're going to talk a little bit about the mingling of fire and poison once we defeat Queeleg. I don't know if how many times we're going to beat her, but... What? Great. Lampreys. Our so proud knight. We're just kind of exploring right now. But there is strong hints that poison was introduced here to the base by another character. Anyways, oh, damn it to hell. More of these buggers? Just trying to get my poison levels down a little bit. There we go. What is this? Oh, that's the way we came in. Okay. I think yeah, we did succeed in robbing everything over here. Cool. So we're gonna head over towards Queeleg. Did we? Probably. Anyways, so Maneater Mildred was an NPC similar to a butcher, and by killing her, we can use her as a summon against Queeleg. Now, Maneater Mildred doesn't really do much, but what we're going to be doing is kind of similar to what we had with Solaire and Lord Lautrec against the Gaping Dragon, is we're doing it mainly to aggro Queeleg, so we can sneak in some hints. Some hits. Some hints, too. Ooh. The frig. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and just do... That got me. I had no earthly idea that was gonna happen. So... Anyways, okay. So, there's one other thing I want to talk about Blighttown as... Oh, sodding hell. Okay, 23 Skidoo. I don't want to have to go back to the bonfire, because then everything's going to respawn. I don't want to play Ring Around the Rosie with this knucklehead either. I completely lost my direction. Oh, hang on, I'm back over here. Okay, so... You know, we could just go back to the bonfire, but I think we're going to head towards Queeleg. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about Blighttown for now is... Now, this area is often compared to the Gutter in Dark Souls 2. And... That's... I mean, I think that, once again, this ties into the interdimensional... Large Titan Knight, very nice. Good Lord Almighty. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and make a break for it. Let me get into Safety Haven over here. Okay, we're good. Yeah, let's go ahead. No, we're not safe. Let's go ahead and take a Moss Clump. There we go. And then let's crunch Humanity. Mainly because we have a decent amount. I do want to save my Estus. Okay, so we've often talked about, we're going to ignore these things, even though we will have to interact with them later on. But see how they're docile right now? These are known as egg burned. I wouldn't go attacking them immediately, but look at them. They're humans with eggs growing out of their backs. And we'll talk a little bit more about this, but this is part of the Chaos Covenant. And some of them freely gave themselves to be burdened by the eggs to help out with Queeleg and her sister, also known as the Fair Lady. We're going to delve a little bit more into that later on. Anyways, so the last thing I want to talk about Blighttown before we get into this boss fight is it's often compared with the gutter from Dark Souls 2, and that is evident by the gaping well in the center of Majula. That's evident by the ladders and the catwalks. And even so, there's a little Easter egg in the basement of the manor in Majula that you see fragments of the Lord Vessel from Dark Souls 1. And this ties back into that interdimensional thing, and once again is kind of, comes full circle in Dark Souls 3, where all the dimensions are colliding. But I find that very fascinating about how these little things sneak around there. So maybe it is possible that in Dark Souls 2, when the character goes to the gutter, we're really just retraversing Blighttown. And since Black Gulch is a very poisonous realm before we go and fight the Rotten, and the Rotten is surrounded by a bunch of poison and fire, maybe it really is just another replication of this. But anyway, so we've got Man-Eater Mildred. We do want to summon this Butcher, and then we're going to go into an NC-17 movie. Hashtag amazing chest ahead. And that would be the fight with Queeleg. You know what? Let's go and give her a bow. She's mainly just going to be used for aggroing purposes. But with that being said, here we go. I think Dan Giesland almost had a stroke when he saw this. Focus on that smile for a quick second. I want to talk about this overall. Well. Mildred. Come on. That's what I was trying to avoid. Mildred, give me your freight. There we go. Aggro her. Whack the spider butt. Now I know if you hit Mildred, if you hit Queeleg straight in the face, she does take stun damage. Get out of that way. Mildred, where are you? She's stuck. And there we go. So we're going to become human again, and we're going to summon Mildred again. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and quickly run past everything. And try it again, because Mildred really got hung up on things. So let's talk a little bit about Chaos and Queeleg. It all starts out when the Witch of Izalith tried to recreate the dying First Flame with her own Lord Soul. It became out of control, and it formed the Bed of Chaos. And the Bed of Chaos became the mother of all demons. Now remember, Chaos was the element of fire in the Dark Souls games. Hence, Pyromancy, the Daughters of Chaos, the Pyromancy cult, Summons of Chaos, the Chaos Gods, the Birth of Chaos, everything like that. So Chaos is a recreation of the First Flame. hate those flies. I also discovered they actually also... they'll clip through the walls. Yes, they actually clip through the walls. I was not happy about that. Weakness, safe zone, okay. We're just gonna have to... oh god, more flies. Haha, you missed, jackass. I think we will risk Estusing now that we're down here. Oh yeah, we do have this. Anyways, so when the first flame with Izalith's soul turned into the first chaos, and it became out of control and mutated Queeleg and turned all of her and her siblings into demons. So every demon we run into in this game is an offshoot of the Bed of Chaos and Queeleg affecting everything. Not Queeleg, Izalith. So, let's try this again. Now, Queeleg and her sister, who will meet after this, provided we don't die. Let's go ahead and make it back to our bloodstain. Ho ho ho! No, I didn't want to do that. Mildred, some help here, if you please. Get out of the way. Don't target me. Mildred, get in there. You haven't taken one bit of damage. I need to heal. Part of me even wonders that maybe an offshoot of Queeleg would be the Duke's Dear Freya in Dark Souls 2. Okay. That was new. Well, 2 down. Let's try it again. Make this quick. I kind of want to beat her before we do anything. Anyways, so Queeleg and her sister, the Fair Lady, were, for the most part, spared when the old chaos completely took control and mutated everything. Because we see that in... Get out of the way, dude. We see that since her Queeleg's upper torso is human, but then her lower torso is demonized into that of a spider. So I do find that an interesting mix, and then when we meet Queeleg's sister, we'll also get a chance to examine her in a little more detail. But our primary purpose right now is to defeat Queeleg. Now we already have a good idea on how to do that with Mildred. We just need to somehow do a little bit better. And we've only died twice, which is better than I can say for a lot of things. Eat that. Run from that. Somebody's calling me. Who'd that be? Okay, never mind. That's fine. We'll take care of that. So we're human, and let's try this again. So we have the right idea, it's just we need to keep... I want to be able to do more damage by hitting Queeleg in the face, but it's also hard, so if we can manage to get Mildred to actually continue to aggro... So we kind of got an idea which her moves usually are. And we'll obviously explore a little bit more in Blighttown too, but let's go ahead and sneak on in. Get back to my bloodstain. Mildred, move your freight. Okay, Mildred's taking a beating now. Okay. Come on, Queeleg. I think Mildred's pretty much dead. That one-shots me? That one-shots me. Okay. I don't want to keep using all my humanity, but I do need Mildred for this battle. I just need to be a little more careful. It's like when she gets down to about a third of the way, that's when it kicks in. And I'm really glad we have the rusted iron ring so we can manipulate the swamp here. Otherwise, I think we'd be doing a lot worse than we actually are. Friggin' A. Let's let this go down a minute. And then we're back up. But yeah, look at the overall structure. I mean, we're basically at the base of the aqueduct, which is awesome. I'm really glad that FromSoft put so much attention to detail in this. Nope. Into the egg. I mean, even look at the entrance to Queeleg. It kind of fits with the hive mind concept, just like insects in general. Yum. But I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on everything. Try Covenant. Yeah. I'm trying to, let's see if we can find the amazing chest ahead that some Weisenheimer try tears. Usually there's somebody that leaves a note outside of Queeleg saying amazing chest ahead, which is evidence from how buxom she is. Yeah, I just find that interesting that Queeleg and the Fair Lady were the only ones who really made it out. Well, two of the three. There's one other one we may or may not meet further on in the course of this game. Now, I know some people say that it's better to go through the fog gate before anything else. That way... Unbelievable. What a... Ah, damn it, Queeleg. This might be... You know, that's just such a... Well, this game is nothing but cheap shots, so... We'll get our humanity back. I think the first, what we really need to do is just aggro... Get Queeleg to get aggroed by, Man-Eater Mildred, and then we go to town. Is this the last thing holding us back from activating the second Bell of Awakening? I mean, but Harkov said that Queeleg is much easier than Capra. But I've already died like 3 times fighting, 3 or 4 times fighting Queeleg. So, I don't know. I think I died more times fighting the Gaping Dragon than I did Capra. But to each their own. Yeah, first thing I need to do is get Mildred to kite and aggro Queeleg, and then we go to town. This thing's almost remind me of the pot demons in Dark Souls 3 for the Undead Settlement. Let's go ahead. Okay, so we got everything we need to. We'll get Mildred through the gate, get her to aggro, I grab my bloodstain, and we be a little bit more cautious. Now, there is supposed to be some way to cheap shot this fight, but... Nope. Yes, summon her. Yeah, let's get cocky. It'd be kind of funny if they actually respond like that. Alright, folks, let's do this again. Mildred. Mildred, what are you doing? Oh, she's stuck in the frickin' lava pool again. Dude. Okay. I think she's gonna go for her back blast. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. And Mildred, get over here. I think the pathfinding mechanic might be a little bit off. Mildred, I summoned you to do a job. Unbelievable. Oh, we are making progress. I think we'll try one more time and then we'll call it a session. We've been using a lot of humanity. I apologize for this being a short session, but my voice is really kind of hoarse. It's been a rough couple of weeks, and once again, I apologize that my computer has been giving such issues. Nothing can really be done about it. It's super old, and I just need to get a new one, but it's expensive as hell. It's one of those things, y'all, so I do apologize for not being in the most chatty of moods. But... oh, sodding hell. Alright, here we go again. We're just gonna go ahead and make a break for it. We're already poisoned, we might as well just go for it. Then again, you know, we did die quite a few times fighting Gaping, quite a few times fighting Capra. This is Dark Souls. You die a lot. And I was kind of, you know, but, well, I mean, I really can't talk terribly much about the concept of chaos because I don't really know too much about it. But as I talked a little bit about last entry, what I really, really think is cool about the overall level designs is that Miyazaki will give his design team a rough idea and just let them go with it. And that goes into designs about the bosses, the lore, or in this case, lack thereof. But I think as we start taking on more and more of the Lord Souls, we will be able to talk about each of their individuals, because it almost feels like it's elemental related, as in Izalith is fire, Gwyn is sun, and so on and so forth. Here we go again. Mildred, you actually going to help me out here? Obviously, we do more damage fighting, hitting Queeleg in the face. But... nope, get out of the way. Mildred, what are you doing? Damn it, Mildred. Did Mildred get caught in the fog gate? I think she did. Yep, she is caught in the fog gate. That's just... there she goes. She's gonna go for that back blast, I think. Nope. Ah, oh. Yeah, Mildred's definitely gonna be... Mildred can take a beating, holy cow. I feel like she's gonna do her blast off at some point. I don't know how Harkov didn't have much trouble fighting her. Blast off. Nope, just a leg pound. And I'm probably dead. Yeah, Mildred's dead. She's almost dead too, though. Oh, we were so close, but I got greedy. One more time. One more time. Oh, I got itchy. I got so itchy. I feel like we could have done a little bit better if Mildred was a little bit... didn't spend so much time struggling through the fog gate. Once again, I could be the pathfinder mechanic. I could be wrong. There really is an easy workaround for this. We're gonna get poisoned one way or another. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some easier means to do it, but that would make us deal with the flies, that would make us deal with more of the fire spiders. I mean, I do suppose we could probably kill the egg burn, but we're not really at that state just yet. So let's take another quick look at this, and we'll talk a little bit more about the eggs and everything like that when we beat Queeleg. I don't know if we'll do it this session or next, but we'll find out. Light? Alright, Mildred. You actually stay with me through the fog wall. Sorry, Ice Cube. Yes, summon. There we go. It's because I got too far away. Come on, Mildred. Oop. That was just a blood stain. You ready? Alright, Mildred. Me and you. It takes two. In this case, it takes three. Bloodstain. Go for the back blast. Mildred, get out of the damn fire. Back blast. Or don't get greedy. Okay, almost got it. He has done it. Let's give a little bow to, or not. There we go. Let's give a little bow to Mildred. Thank you, Mildred. Now, the twin humanities thing is very interesting because we've often talked about... I did it, yep. We often talk about how twin humanities are a form of pregnant women. Now, I don't know, it's not said in the lore anywhere that that Queeleg was pregnant. I'm not 100% sure. But if that is the case, that is something a little bit interesting that I might want to do a little bit more research on. But before we do anything, let's go ahead and pull this. And let's ring the other bell. So both bells have been rung. And now we move on to our next part. And thus we move to Sen's Fortress, which will in turn lead us to our next part. Achievement unlocked, ring the bell, Queeleg's domain, and we got a homeward bone. Yeah, so we are going to go here for the next bonfire, and then I think we'll just wrap up this session. This will eventually take us into the demon ruins. Here, I think. Yeah, that's the demon ruins, I believe. But... there we go. The illusory wall. Now, this is the character I want to introduce you to. This is Ingi, or Aingi, I don't know.
Oh dear. What have we here? Are you a new servant?
We're going to say yes, because, well, this is the covenant we want to go to.
But you have no eggs. Ah, no matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
Come on, Ingi, get out of your way. And now we're going to find out a little bit more about this other sister of Queeleg's. But first, we're going to activate this. Now, here's what we want to pay attention to. Meet the fair lady. Now, by just talking to her, we're not going to get a response. If we had the Ring of Whispers, we would be able to have a conversation with her. But what we want to do here is enter the Covenant. And that is the Chaos Servant, which is one of the pyromancy ones. I don't think it's going to be the same one that we will be in currently, but this gives us the Great Fireball Pyromancy, which is massive. And then we can offer humanity to her as well. Now, this is going to help strengthen things with her. But once again, you can see how she looks identical to Queeleg with the spider body and the human face, human upper body. And she was the only one able to escape. Now, how she became so frail is open to speculation, but a lot of it goes to Ingi.
Are you prepared to dedicate? I will make available whatever if you need something.
Let's see. Okay, so he can give us the servant roster. This is for everything else. We can modify our equipment with our pyromancy flame. Let's see what he says.
There's no time for it. Think only of our fair lady and what she may.
Okay. So it's obviously that we can offer humanity, but to what end? We're not going to know much more about this until we prove to Ingi that we are who we say we are, and that we are true servants of chaos. But let's think about this for 1 second. The eggs. Offering humanity. Chaos. What does that all mean? I want y'all to think about this, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What are your thoughts about this? the whole concept of humanity and Queeleg and the Fair Lady, also known as Queeleg's sister, the whole concept of chaos. I'd be very curious to see what you guys have to offer with that. So I apologize if this didn't delve into as much lore as I would like. Once again, it crapped out last time, so I didn't really get to talk too much about Blighttown as I would have enjoyed, but we'll talk more about the overall geography and the concept in the next episode when we head back up the Firelink. So, of course, as always, please let me know what y'all think about in the comments below. Any tips, tricks, feedback, any lore you want to offer me in general. I read every comment, and I try to reply to every comment within reason. So please keep me posted, and I can't wait to see you guys for the next episode. Also, as always, a big thank you to Christoph Frey for being the sponsor of the Boogie Night Project. Once again, if you like excellently done low-poly horror games, definitely check the link in the description below for some of his works. They're fantastic. Christoph's also an amazing artist, and he also has a great musical program called GABA Transistor. So, of course, with that being said, before I call it a night, if you like the Boogie Night Project and you want to find out more, I do have a Twitter page as well as a public Discord channel, and links to both of those are in the description below, as well as a link to my temporarily down Twitch page, and if you're so inclined, of course, my Patreon account. So, otherwise, I hope y'all have a fantastic night, and I'll catch you on the flip side, alright? Peace.